Hello there everybody, I'm Mr. Game & Pie, and this is Let's Play Mega Man 4 Part 2. I'm going to be fighting my favorite Robot Master of this game, Brightman. Really, his theme is awesome, and he has a really cool gimmick too. You see, this enemy turns off the lights, while this enemy turns them on. When defeated, that is. Now, really, this isn't the only gimmick in the stage. This is just the one that happens to have most to do with being bright. Yes, there are several other gimmicks, including grasshoppers that jump over spikes. Ta-da! In which we have to destroy these totem poles that take a ton of hits really fast, or else we might not be able to cross over that time. It also has certain platforms that are very interesting that we'll be seeing later on. Now these gumball machines have two different forms of fire, one which they shoot straight forward and the other one they shoot in angles and arcs and stuff. We can shoot this one a little bit early and let it run off the screen for us, but we cannot do it for that one, or at least I can't. We have a little bit of a split path here. Although this one isn't so much a path as it is a single room that leads to little goodies. And those were the platforms that I mentioned a moment ago. As you can see, red ones will fall off the track when they reach the end, while green ones will not. Logically, there are more red ones than there are green ones. And so that's the third death in this game. I don't have to go back because none of that stuff will have reappeared, and I've already got the E-Tank anyway. Good thing they gave you an extra life there. Now I'm no Chugga Conroy, so I'm probably not going to be able to cheat death on instant death spikes. This room isn't really big of a problem. If you have lost some weapon energy, you can get that, but otherwise you can just run straight through, no prob. Okay, this room. I really hate this room. I use the skull barrier here because at the very end there's going to be one of those enemies that turn off the lights. And if you do not shoot at the exact right time, you're going to run into it and be knocked back into the endless pit down there. And I never got the timing right, so I just barged straight through with the skull barrier instead. Like that. That enemy, just right there, it would have knocked me into a pit. And that wouldn't be good, because I would have died, and dying is not appreciated. So, it is now time to fight Brightman. He has the weapon, the Flash Stopper. He can only use it at certain points in his health, and while his weakness is the Toad Rain, if you use it exclusively, he will be able to use it at every point he could possibly use it in. And I am fighting him very badly right now. This is how you don't fight Brightman. Alright, one more hit. Ha ha ha. Alright. Well, that was my favorite Robot Master. Pretty tough, really. And I've still got a little bit of Toad Rain left. Isn't that nice? Oh, and that, if you stand in the very middle of the room, rather than jumping up to the middle of the screen, Mega Man will just sort of appear there. That wasn't a frame rate issue. That's actually what happens. And I got the Flash Stopper. A big step up from the Time Stopper of Mega Man 2. You can use it in small intervals, and you can actually use your standard Buster. No charge shot or special weapons, just regular shots. So, up here I'm going to be fighting Pharaoh Man. He's a pretty cool Robot Master, too. He gives off a good Falcon Punch in the cartoon show, which has become moderately popular. Now I've got your power, and so on. He is the only boss in the entire game that will stop for the Flash Stopper. Ah, that was unexpected. I expected them to go down at some point. I'm not very good at dodging the Scorpion enemies, in case you didn't notice. Here we have a pit. It's not an endless pit. You're actually supposed to go down it. But on the other side is a very important item that I want to nab. Of course, if you go down too far in the quicksand, you die. There's an endless pit down there. And I have now obtained the balloon. It's like the item 1 from Mega Man 2. It creates a little platform that you can jump on. There's some more Batantons, and I actually had a failed playthrough of this part when my recording device decided to act up again. And that was kind of weird. And I had a lot of deaths in this section. Fortunately, it appears that I've gotten a little bit better at it. And now watch me die at the very end. You don't have to defeat these bats, you can run straight past them, but they're pretty good for dropping stuff. Like 1-ups, health, stuff like that. And this room is completely pointless. There's absolutely nothing here. I don't know why they put it, but they did. Oh, well, that was bad. And so now we have mummy enemies that shoot their heads at you. I'm pretty sure that there's a Sega game based on that. I wouldn't be able to tell you what it was, but it's basically you're playing as one of those enemies the entire game. And it was hard. I couldn't figure out how to get past the first level. Mainly because I couldn't figure out where the end of it was. Alright, now, with the Flash Stopper you'll be able to stop Pharaoh Man and just shoot him down really easily. But then you don't get to see what he does. So I'm gonna go in, Buster's flying, and if I come down to like 2 HP or something, I'll bring out the Flash Stopper, but otherwise, I'm gonna try to beat this guy legitimately. Not legit, legitimate. I'm saying the entire word. Ah, oh, well, that was bad. Now, I really like it whenever he does his charge attacks down there. Or right there is fine, too. Because it becomes a lot easier to dodge them. And I basically won at this point. There we go. Now I actually have one at this point. And that's what Pharaoh Man does. You don't really need the Flash Stopper against him if you've got enough health. But, like I said, he just stops it, and he can't do anything. Not nearly as interesting. And we have the Pharaoh Shot, which are those little spheres he was throwing around. Not necessarily his charge attack, although it does act as a charge attack as well, but it doesn't... It's just a bigger sphere, not the giant wall of fire he shoots. Now, Ringman is one of those stages where it really lets you appreciate the special weapons. I mean, I'm going to be using every single special weapon I have at some point in this stage. Other similar stages include Blade Man and Strike Man stages from Mega Man 10. But we'll get there when we get there. Alright. First chance to appreciate a special weapon, the Toad Rain. Those turrets are very hard to defeat if you are using your Buster. They shoot all over the place, really hard to dodge and stuff. And up here we're going to have a second chance to appreciate a special weapon against this particular mini-boss. Some might use Toad Rain against this one, but I prefer to use Flash Stopper, really. And you're not really missing out on a lot here. If I wasn't using the Flash Stopper, those missiles would be moving after me at a consistent rate. but they aren't, and that's very good. And now I'm going to use the Dust Crusher here. Now, with the way the Dust Crusher works, you might think that what you're supposed to do is hit multiple enemies with it. That's not the case. What you're supposed to do is use it as basically a really quick charge shot. Due to the fact that it's 3 of the pieces, the main one and then 2 smaller ones, can hit an opponent at one point, it can act as 3 damage very easily. And that's exactly how much the charge shot does. Now for this mini-boss, I use the Toad Rain. It takes 3 hits with it, and it's just really annoying if you're not using it. The only time you can hit it are whenever its eyes are revealed, and that's when it's attacking. And I'm gonna switch to the Flash Stopper again, because we have more hippos! It's a hippo infestation! And that hippo is down. Now there's a ladder up there. Let's see what's up there, shall we? Boing. Alright, Eddie, are you going to be awesome today? Let's hear if he tosses me some weapon ammunition. I'd like some more dust. And no, you're not going to be awesome today. You're going to be significantly less awesome than you could potentially be. Ah, and I hate these things. And, these things take 3 hits, and the Dust Crusher there is doing all 3 of them in one shot. And I am incredibly stupid. And that would bring me to the 4th death of the game. Still a lot better than I was doing the first time I went through. See, a charge shot does 3 hits and it will immediately defeat one of these things. As will Dust Crusher. Yes, these things go against the flow. Yeah. And I forgot about that, despite the fact that I was watching it before my very eyes. Destroy the Saturn Seekers! Because they're evil or something. Alright, time for more Toad Rain. Or Rain Flush, as it's actually called. And we have now used the Rain Flush to its maximum effect. Now, I already have a video of me fighting Ringman with only the Buster, and that's because I honestly think it's easier to fight him with only the Buster. You see, whenever firing off the Pharaoh shot from the ground, you'll stop. And in a fast-paced battle like Ringman's, you really don't want to have to stop for anything. Yeah, that was much more sloppy than, that was a lot sloppier than my Buster-only run. Now granted, it's its weakness and it'll kill him really fast, so you don't have to worry quite as much about dodging every attack of his. And we have obtained the Ring Boomerang. And it's exactly what it sounds like. It's very good for piercing opponent defenses. But, oh, and it does, like 2 or 3 hits of damage as well. But beyond that, it's not really one of my favorite weapons. It's okay in certain circumstances. And that will be all for this video. I'm Mr. Game & Pie, and next time I'll come up with a good pun for Dive Man. Goodbye.